Does anybody else hate numbers, or is it just me? Uh, New tick, GM, slave, throttle bearing, combo dealio. I also got their master. Found out, and it, look, okay, so I found out that supposedly going to a dual disc and having stock hydraulics is bad. Maybe that's why I'm missing fourth every damn time, or maybe I just don't know how to drive. It's probably because I don't know how to drive. So it is what it is, but I'm trying to do this right. It come with 3 different shims. It did not come with any destructions. So luckily went on website for tick. The slave does not show how to measure, but if you go to the shim package, it has instructions in there for how to measure. So had to bolt the bell housing up, measure from here to here, take that measurement, take the spring off of the throwout bearing so I can collapse it all the way, measure from the face of that to here, take that measurement, subtract the two, and then it had to be within 0.125 to 0.200. Of course, I, for whatever reason, started with the skinny shim first. That didn't do it. Then I went to the medium shim. That didn't do it. Put the fat shim in there, and I came out at 0.145. So I'm going to call that right in the middle. Hopefully we will be really good. I'm going to work on putting this back together, getting the transmission in, and then I got to deal with putting that on. So yeah, I'll come back when I get to that part and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so after laying upside down on here to get to those bolts and get that rod off of the clutch pedal, and hey, I found that thing too, and I think that's what's supposed to control that shift light that doesn't work, but whatever, we'll come back to that later. So I probably should have called the guy that had the car before the guy that had the car that I got the car from. Had to go, whatever, it makes sense in my head, because well, he put a Willwood on it, but still think we're gonna go with the old thing about bigger is better. This was kind of a pain to get out of there. I bet that's gonna be oodles of fun to get in, because it goes down. I wonder if I can do this. It goes down there. So yeah, I'm gonna get back on that. All right, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. It's in there. Wasn't bad getting it down in there. Getting one of the bolts from the first bolt started really easy. The top bolt, it kept wanting to move around. It was kind of a pain. Yeah. On a side note, I had I don't know how big of a difference it's going to make, but this was the line that was on it coming from the master, which that shouldn't matter. But I have to go to a 3/8 line. But this kind of made me glad that I went ahead and replaced all this. Not that it couldn't be fixed or flushed out or anything, but man, that's nasty. So yeah, that's supposed to be my clutch fluid. So yeah, I'm gonna say it's hell, it's just not good. Okay. Yep, I went and did stuff that, well, yeah, bought one of these things. It's upside down. Whatever. Stock map sensor is too little. It wobbles around. So had to buy this one. This was the one that I bought. And then I had to get this to make it hook up to the factory harness, which was this. Yes, made in China. Whatever, Amazon. And I'm going to plumb up all these because everything plumbs in underneath. So I'm gonna get all that hooked up and then show you how I did it, and hopefully I remember that it's upside down and I run them the right way. But just hold, please. All right. I'm tripping over shit because I have stuff everywhere. So what I have, went up to a Rule King, got some fittings, just in case. This is the smaller one. They're 1/8 inch pipe, and the bigger one is focus. It's 1/4 inch. I give up. I believe I have a brake booster. That's going to be for the evap control thingy. This is going to run up to the catch can. And this is going to go to the other one that I don't know what it's for, but it was plugged in the other one, so I'm going to plug it in. Put the seals in. So now I'm going to flip it over and hopefully put the fuel rails on, and we'll see how that goes. Alright, so fuel injectors are in. Stock injectors. And these bolts are kind of a pain to get to, but I put everything in. I tighten up these bolts first and then tighten these down. That way, just in case it would, if it needed to pull it down into it, it did. But these brackets do have 2 holes. So I think there's another style of injector that's shorter. So I think they'll work with both. Sure, there's experts out there that'll tell me otherwise. Now I need to figure out where the fuel line is going to run, because there's an issue and I can't remember what it is. So I think I'm actually, no, I can't put it on yet. I need to figure out where the fuel line is going to go, because I can't get back here to mess with these once it's on. And I can, but it's going to be a pain in the butt. So I'm going to figure out what's going on with fuel lines and then be ready to get this on. I seen online, it looks like, and I'm going to try, but I'm not going to try real hard. I believe I can turn this. This will rotate, but I'm not 100% sure. And then these, we'll get to those once it's on. I want to get it on and sealed up and fuel lines hooked up and go from there. So, yeah. Pretty happy with it so far. All right. It's back together. Phone went dead. And I got preoccupied with doing some other stuff. So I was able to had one of these doohickeys that just happened to be in another kit that I had ordered for something else. And then I had a barbed one, focus, and then that goes back, and I've got a, what would that be, a 180 turn back there, or they probably call it something else. But anyway, that's fuel line. I don't know if it really needed this, but I went ahead and hooked that up too. That goes to one of those ports down under the shiny thing. The boot does fit on there. If I have to take it back off, I'm gonna have to find something else, because if it fits, it was not fun. Throttle bracket. I ordered a throttle bracket. It's supposed to work for this. It did not work for this. So I took the stock throttle bracket, trimmed it down. I'm still going to trim up some more of this, but used this part that came with the bracket, this part that came with the bracket, and then I drilled and tapped it and bolted this bracket onto it. According to the computer, I'm only getting like 93%, so it's still got to be adjusted a little bit, which it seems tight, but what do I know? Let's see what else. Still gotta put the strut tower brace back in. Batteries shot. Oh, map sensor 2-bar thingy that I did with the that I had to go in, and Google is your friend on this, because I could tell you how I did it, and I would not feel comfortable with anybody taking my advice. But if you Google it, you can figure it out. So now has a, that's shiny. That now has a 2-bar map sensor in it. Factory is 1 bar. So went in, had changed operating system to a 2-bar, save, right, blah, 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 all that. Like I said, Google, pay attention, because it says you can brick your ECM. I was slightly nervous. Then I'd go in and change the table, but that was as simple as going to the original 1-bar, copying it, pasting it on the new 2-bar tune, and then writing it to the car, and then voila, car starts and idles. And I redid the exhaust. Now it has full 3-inch exhaust. I will maybe insert clip, because I do have a clip of it running. Sounds much better. Has a single 3-inch Dynamax muffler on it. I think I'm really gonna like it. The only thing I got left to do is get rid of these hideous wheels. The wheels themselves aren't hideous. That is too much poke for me. That needs to go in. That's an 11-inch wide wheel. It doesn't need that. I can go in with more backspacing, but I've been having a heck of a time trying to figure out where, without ordering, special $1 million wheels. I don't need all that. I just need something simple that's going to fit and look right. Yeah. That is it. Intake is on. I gotta look, because I've got a bunch of other stuff. I don't know where, because I did clutch too, and new slave cylinder and stuff. That is all working. I still have to adjust the pedal a little bit more. But yeah, we're about ready to get this thing out of here and clean it, because it is filthy, because I didn't put it in storage. I let it sit outside all winter because I am a horrible human being. Anyways, yeah, till next time. If it was easy, everybody be out here doing it.